The goddamn exploding garbage truck story she told me after dinner one cool night. We were drinking in the back room of a cigar bar 30 days and 7 hours after she dumped her boyfriend. And the DJ on his milk crates was doing alright, and there was no room to dance, but when the first just right bass line started moving through, her eyes, hands, shoulders, smile, and hands did a little something to make me tingle to this day. And my brain was buttered Teflon since I was also listening to Her Eyes, the DJ, my drink. But the story goes kind of like this. She was, I don't know, 8, living with hippie parents on a tofu farm, if you can believe it, at the end of a West Virginia gravel road, on her way out in the morning with Mom to drive her to school, and the garbage truck was coming in. And sorry about this, but somehow it caught fire in the driveway and, well, sort of blew up. Naturally, this caused considerable consternation, concern, and delay, and I believe there was also some issue about laundry, possibly a clothesline heavy with drying garments, suddenly fusilladed with smoldering airborne debris. But Mom took good care of her, and she did get to school, bearing a Mom-written note saying simply, "Please excuse my daughter's tardiness today. The goddamn garbage truck exploded in our driveway." That very night I pledged to write the great American goddamn exploding garbage truck poem, but half an hour later I'd scrawled a sonnet instead. In a moment of weakness. I'd waited a month after all, but she'd been sighing and laughing iambic pentameter at me all evening. Octets in her eyes, sestets in her step. So sue me. My pen was engorged, my notebook seduced, everything just caught fire, and then it exploded in a senseless sonnet written leaning against a wall one cool evening in the back room of a crowded cigar bar. 3 months later, she taught me to drink beer. Yeah, I'm a slow learner about some things. And at 2 in the morning on a Baltimore rooftop, I sloppily asked her to recap for me the goddamn exploding garbage truck tale. She was patient but dismissive, like a senator at a press conference, brushing off everything that wasn't on her agenda. "It's all very simple," she muttered, slurring just an adorable bit. "The goddamn garbage truck blew up, and the teacher said she'd keep that letter forever, and I'd love to go back and have another look at it. But I recently heard that teacher had died, and I'd rather die myself than talk to her asshole son about it." And I was so hammered, and she was so tired. She curled up in a little nook right there on the roof, and I plopped down beside her like the ludicrously loyal mutt that I am. And she closed her eyes, and I looked up at the trees, trying to discern the poetry in a story that came at me like a wave of flying debris. Flaming flotsam and jetsam of a strange girl's strange childhood. A story only written down immediately, only once, in a mother's hurried haiku hand. Lost behind a dead teacher's asshole son. And when I couldn't find the poem, I was left looking for traces of the girl who learned so young in the West Virginia hills that anything can blow up at any old time. But Mommy can't handle it, and she'll write you a note. And as she dozed off beside me under Baltimore stars, I noticed her left sneaker had come undone. My fumbling fingers tied it again as gently as you'd lift a baby bird back to its nest. Half awakened, she mumbled, "What you're doing is pointless. It makes no sense." "Not exactly entirely pointless," I think I drawled. "Only 99%. And that is a comfortable enough margin for me."